Hi there, it's Rick. It's Tuesday, November 26th. I just want to talk a little bit about Hollywood. And, if you talk to anyone in the business, they're stressed. A lot of people out of work, a lot of people are looking for better work. They're afraid they're going to lose their jobs. And a lot of discussion focuses around, oh, there's this contraction of production and streaming spending less money, and really that's the big problem, and things are going to get better. And I'm not convinced that that's the case, and I was reminded of that yesterday. I was speaking with Jeff Wachtel, who, among other things, he's a longtime media executive. He ran USA Network during its blue sky period. And now he has a production company called Future Shack. And they have a bunch of productions in line. They have one show on Fox right now and another show coming up on the CW the beginning of next year. And talking to him, you realize, there's a lot of production going on now that really barely touches on Hollywood at all. For instance, Murder in a Small Town. It's a little bit more traditional. It's done in Canada, which isn't a big shock. A lot of broadcast stuff's done in Canada now, but it's done on a pretty low budget, and the show doesn't have a showrunner. They have someone from the production company, someone from the network, and then sort of, I guess, a writer. It sounds like kind of on call, and that's how they make the decisions. Now, it's not a model I've ever heard of, but it seems to be working well for them, and it's not the same model as, for instance, Marvel uses on their Disney Plus shows, where they have just essentially made the director the showrunner. The director directs all the episodes. He makes all the traditional quote showrunner decisions. It's another model, but it just shows you how things are evolving in ways that people might find almost unrecognizable at times. The interesting one, though, really to me, was they have a show called Good Cop, Bad Cop, which premieres early next year and has a really unusual financing model and production model. It was originally actually a script that came back from Jeff's USA days. The script was pitched to him. The network was moving away from the blue sky stuff right now. He didn't pick it up. The script was still sitting out there, so it was picked up. The Roku channel said that they would like it, decided that they couldn't afford to pay the whole cost themselves. He then brought the CW in, but the CW obviously doesn't have a whole lot of money either. So they needed additional financing. So basically now the show is financed by four different entities. It's going to be on the CW in the US. It's going to be on the Roku channel in sort of a second window. ITV is taking care of some of the international stuff. And then Stan in Australia has come on, and that network is going to take it in Australia and apparently some other territories. And it's going to be produced in Australia, or is being produced in Australia, although that show does have a showrunner. But really, the takeaway from both of these is that neither show really has a big presence in Hollywood. And you're seeing a lot more of that. And I don't think that production is going to come back in LA the way that people are hoping it's going to. I mean, I don't think this is a matter of more subsidies, more rebates, although obviously that's going to help. If you have a show which is right on the bubble one way or the other, do we go overseas or do we do it in the US? Maybe that additional rebate, a little easier rebate, will help. But there's a lot of production just going out of Hollywood, and I don't think it's going to come back. And I know that's not a really great thing to think about going into 2025, but uh, I don't know. There's really no good way to spin that, is there? Sorry to leave you a little bit of a downer. As always, if you have any feedback, send me an email at rick@allyourscreens.com, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks.